Hello everyone, Cesare here with more Final Fantasy XIV. Joining us is of course Miro. She's standing beside this Ishgardian person because we're still technically in Heaven's Ward. We're not going to be pushing forward until we finish, I think, two storylines, one of which we're going to be working on today. Joining us, of course, is Piament.
Oh, hi.
And Silly.
Oh, hi.
Oh wow. Alright, so we are going to be speaking to Torstver here and jumping right into unlocking these, and moving on from there. Hey Toonlonk, how are you doing today? Here's Torstver. We're going to be doing the quest Gods of Eld. Torstver has a message for you from a mysterious stranger.
Okay. Ah, my lady Miro. During your absence, a stranger came calling. Upon learning that you were away, he left a message to the effect that he wishes to speak with you, and will await you at the Rising Stones, which is very far away from here. If you have a mind to oblige this stranger, please be careful. I cannot well explain why, but it put me ill at ease to simply be near him.
Oh, alright. Time to go to the solar. Doing good, that's great. We got a lot of progress on Final Fantasy IV Heroes of Light yesterday, so hopefully on Monday I can beat the game. Although I have no idea how close I am to the ending. For all I know, there's still an entire week's worth of content left in that game. But it feels like such stuff is coming to a head. Today we're working on a very specific quest chain in Final Fantasy XIV. And we're getting to that here now. So we're entering the Rising Stones. There's Alphino. We are not going to talk to him though, because he starts the Stormblood quest, and we're not doing that right now. There we go. The solar. My thanks for coming. Unokohai is my name, and I serve a friend. I sought you out that I might alert you to the rising threat of beings known as icons. You are aware of the threat, you say? Ah, but I speak not of the primals, which you are exceedingly well acquainted. It may interest you to know that the term icon, and the beings to which it refers, precede the Garlean Empire by eras. You see, it is the name by which the Alligans called godlike beings, the dark divinity Odin among them, and the Garleans who seek to emulate the glory of ancient Alleg have simply availed themselves of it. That's you, silly.
Pray permit me to continue this tale.
Ah, Urianger, how kind of you to join us.
As the Warrior of Light's comrade, my participation is but to be expected. After all, the matter doth pertain to the very fate of this star. The Icons of Eld. In the distant past, these mighty beings did offer fierce resistance to the Allagan Empire. However, they eventually fell to the men of Allag, who devised the means by which to capture them.
And it did not end with capture, as you well know, for the Alligans also learned how to harness the Icon's power. They refined this knowledge at the Ethereal Research Facility on Azizla, and within the centrifugal crystal engine they sealed 3 of the beings. The Warring Triad.
It was first and foremost to acquire the infinite power of the Warring Triad that the Archbishop did seek Azizla. But in the week of his defeat, the bindings which confined the Icons were severely damaged. Doubt not, but they will fail completely ere long.
Know that we do not condemn you for striking down the Archbishop. You were simply fulfilling your destiny. And yet, were the Warring Triad to be released into the world, unimaginable destruction would ensue.
Take heart, for there is hope still. Through swift action, we may yet prevent their awakening and see them resealed. But in dealing with this new threat, our first step must be to contend with the old. 2 savage gods are returned, I fear summoned once more by their worshippers, and at a strength far surpassing their previous incarnations.
I speak of the primals Ravana and Bismarck. If left unchecked, they will inevitably seize the power to the Warring Triad. This will serve to feed the confluence of chaos and hasten the Icon's awakening.
To wit, we must needs vanquish both their kinds. I pray thee, however, to first focus thy gaze upon the primals, ere we turn our attention to those icons in their fitful slumber. I shall return to the waking sands forthwith, and consider such measures as are available to us. Meanwhile, I bid thee attend to the task of eliminating the primals. Young Unukalhai shall assist thee. Rest assured he is not our enemy, for the time being at least.
Well, that's ominous. Alright, so we got Unalkai here. We do not have to do the Diabolical Bismarck. We do not have to do Thok around the clock anymore. However, we do have to do When the Bow Wakes. Or When the Bow Wakes. Unalkai is anxious to act before the Warring Triad awaken. The time has come, Warrior of Light. We must now move against the Warring Triad, now. Or suffer the consequences. The seal is cracked and the icons stir. Should they be allowed to awaken and resume their titanic conflict, it will be alike to coming of the second calamity. You, Miro, represent our best hope of eliminating this threat. That said, the very act of entering the containment facility itself presents certain unique challenges. So unique, in fact, that when I struggled to locate an individual with the requisite talents to surmount them, were it not for the impressive diverse connections of your fellow scions, I might still be searching. Happily, however, they were able to furnish me with a suitable candidate. Now, along with you and your echo-based companions, all the pieces we need to proceed with this deadly game are arrayed on the board. Victory hinges upon no less than the total destruction of the Warring Triad. But we must also wear the interference of those who covet the Allagan's primal harnessing technology. I speak, of sorts, of the blindly grasping hand of the Garlean Empire and its fumbling agents. The ignorant meddling of the Empire will serve only to hasten the Icon's awakening. It is my master's desire that the Triad be dispatched before Imperial forces delve too deeply. Being the nearest to wakefulness, the Icon Sephiroth shall be your first adversary. Make your preparations and join me on the flagship in Aziz's Law. We shall speak further there. The Warring Triad, the Awakening. The Warring Triad is a collective term for 3 immensely powerful icons that were brought into existence during the twilight of the Third Astral Era. Summoned by the native tribes of Mericidia, these entities were set against the encroaching forces of the Allagan Empire. The strength of a primal is determined by the fervent prayer of its faithful, and as the Mericidians' prayers called for the saviors with the power to throw back an imperial invasion, the resulting incarnations were perforce imbued with nigh incalculable might. That the Allagans were capable of conquering such godlike beings well illustrates the incredible heights to which their technology had ascended. The implacable empire subdued and imprisoned the Warring Triad, shackled them to machinery that sustained the Icon's forms, whilst at the same time leeching away their infinite energies. For 5 millennia did the Warring Triad languish thus in dreaming servitude, that their slumber undisturbed until Archbishop Thordan VII of Ishgard rattled the bars of their cage. The Archbishop had come to Aziz's Law, seeking to absorb the Three's power and make him of himself a god without rival. It was fortunate, then, that the Warrior of Light and her companions thwarted Thordan before he could realize his tyrannical ambitions. But the victory was not without consequence. The violence of the battle cracked the seals that keep the Triad in torpor, and the Icons had begun to stir. Worse, the Garlean Empire and their heavy-handed efforts to plunder the secrets of Aziz's Law threatened to drag them into full wakefulness. These terrible entities must be destroyed before they rise in all their cataclysmic splendor. Alright, so more of that will unlock as we do this. So now we gotta go to As Is Law and fly over to the flagship. I'll stop sharing for that. Alright. We're gonna teleport. As Is Law is in the Abelathia's spine. Even though technically it's not really in that mountain area. It's far above it, but whatever. So we haven't actually gotten a lot of work done on the animal weapon this week. Sorry, but we're gonna try and get some time to grind out some of the light for it this week. I'm busy with other stuff like Ragnarok Restart, and it's DDoSing on that game for some reason. In any case, these fights coming up are some of my favorite fights in the game. I'm not entirely certain how this flagship holds any of this stuff. Like, yeah, it's a giant ship, but it still doesn't seem like it's big enough to hold some of the stuff that it does have inside it. Time Lord technology. And if you recall up here, we have the statues of the Warring Triad. Exactly like they looked in Final Fantasy VI. This is the first one we're going to be fighting. This is Sephiroth the Fiend. Alright. There he is. Okay. Alright, Unuklahai. This is the place, Warrior of Light. Here we will find the containment facility wherein entities of incalculable power lie chained, their fathomless energies siphoned away by elegant devices. As I warned you, Sephiroth poses the most immediate threat. His dreaming mind drifts perilously close to consciousness, thus his destruction be our first concern. Your fellow Scions will be joining us anon, accompanied by the uniquely talented individual of whom I spoke. From what I gather, the two of you are already well acquainted. Let us continue inside and wait before the doors to the containment facility.
You've not been waiting, trust. We are eager to lend whatever cooperation we may need to your mission, Mira.
It is an honor to meet you at last. As I know of only one Mikori Scion, you must be Archon Ishtola, meaning your diminutive companion is Mistress Kryl of the Students of Beldeshian. Correct?
Diminutive. Perhaps there has been some mistake. I assumed it was for my knowledge and my stature that you requested my...
The mistake is mine. My apologies if I have given offense. Mayhap it would be best if we proceed directly to the matter of our objectives. Your adversary is the icon Sephiroth of the Warring Triad, otherwise known by the historians of Alag as the Fiend. He was once the patron deity of a tribe of tree-like beings native to Mericidia, but was subdued by the Allegan Empire after a lengthy war of attrition. After his defeat, he was imprisoned for use as a source of power. Even now, Sephiroth is neither truly living nor dead, his mind bound in a dream while his body's energies are harnessed by Allegan technologies. The explanation for his failure to dissipate into aether lies in his restraints. These ingenious devices serve not only to bind him, but to continually regenerate his corporeal form.
Meaning it will be all but impossible to banish him while said restraints are in place, yes? Remove them, however, and risk allowing an unfathomably powerful and doubtless vengeful icon to run rampant. It seems we have no choice but to divide our forces. We must locate the controls to Sephiroth's shackles and disable them. while the other stands ready to destroy him at the moment of his awakening.
A most succinct assessment, Mr. Kyle. While I was aware that the Echo provided you with uncanny insight, I did not expect you to intuit the core of my strategy quite so swiftly.
If only my gift of detailed analysis, which is to say, it doesn't. I merely took it upon myself to learn as much about the Triad's improvement as I could before coming here. It will be Miro and I have to enter the den. Indeed, given the nature of our adversary, none save under the aegis of the Echo should be permitted to enter the containment facility. The risk of primal influence is too great. Well, that's settled then. I will disable the restraint. Miro and her gifted adventurer friends will welcome Sephiroth back into the waking world. Better that than the other way around, I'd say, considering our respective fields of expertise, and of course my diminutive stature. Right, it is time I had a little chat with the doorkeeper over there.
Silly, you can be the doorkeeper if it's voiced.
Activating verification systems. Lifting access restriction to Triad control.
I had no idea the Baldessian curriculum was so comprehensive. Then we locate the controls for Sephiroth's restraints. I shall gladly leave their operation to you.
When we locate the controls, mayhap my words were unclear. Only those blessed with the Echo may safely enter the facility.
Your concern for my sanity is touching, but unnecessary. Suffice it to say, I am in no danger of falling under the Icon's sway.
Warning! Verification systems detect multiple unauthorized vessels entering restricted airspace. Security systems engaging intruders.
The Guardians. Come, Ariange, we must keep the Imperials occupied. We too should be on our way. God, I would be lying if I said I wasn't slightly terrified. But I can't very well leave every deadly task to you, Scions. According to the histories, Sephiroth was immense in both size and strength, mighty enough to rout even the implacable armies of the Elegants, and that more than once. To cut a long story short, we have to get this right. I shall do my best not to wake the Icon up too much, as my grandfather always used to say of certain little monsters. Get them up and get them moving while their brains are still abed.
Containment Bay S1T7 now accessible. Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing. There you go, everyone. This is gonna lead us into our first battle with the Warring Triad. Unfortunately, anybody who can go along is not available other than Piamet and Silly.
Piamet.
As I had asked people to show up today, I got people to say they would, and then nobody showed up.
Such is life.
I should be home in like half an hour.
That's fine. He can help with the
Too
later ones.
slow, so
Also, Piamet, what do you want to play? And what do you
I'll be astrologer because I fear other.
Okay, so then I can tank it and I'll give us the fastest queue we can manage, I guess.
Alright. Containment Bay S1T7. Sephiroth, the Fiend, was a deity once worshipped by a tree-like race native to Mericidia. Brought into being for the sole purpose of repelling the Allegan invasion, Sephiroth inflicted ruinous losses upon the Imperial army before finally being subdued and imprisoned in the central facility of Aziz's Law. Now, millennia later, this immensely powerful entity threatens to awaken, his vengeful dreams disturbed by the careless ambitions of Archbishop Thordan VII. Topple the first pillar of the Warring Triad, or wheresoever his colossal shadow falls, shall be visited by unthinkable catastrophe. Alright. So, we've got Peanut and Silly in the group. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Alright. Oops, I gotta actually select the deadly. There we go.
The tank gear looks so funny right now.
It's nice and fast. I had hoped to have full guild groups to do this, and like I said, I had asked people, no, and they were like, "Yeah, we can do this," and then some of them were like, "No." I'm like, "All right."
It's all right.
So the next stuff I do after the Warring Triad, I may not be able to do right away.
Okay, I gotta turn on the music.
I don't know what this other tank wants to do. What's he got?
Cutscene.
Oh, he probably wants to tank
Cutscene.
it. He's... Oh.
Disabling Sephiroth's restraints now. Good luck.
Alright. Sorry for yelling at you there. We got Sephiroth here. As you can see, he's got 6 arms. He's a bit of an asshole. But this is one of my favorite fights of all of Heaven's Ward, so...
This guy clearly does not want to tank.
Okay.
He just goes immediately into sword oath, despite having an Alamigan katana.
And being a paladin.
Well... I mean, that's
Wait.
neither here nor there, but
Since when do paladins use
that's a good question, actually.
Tank Buster. So the unique thing about Sephiroth is when they first introduced him here, they this was the beginning of his them not using markers to indicate things for savage modes, and Sephiroth was one of the first to do that because when he's using his Tank Buster, oh, that fucking monk's rid of shit. Anyway,
Oh shit. Damn it. See where I
So
am?
close. Yeah.
he winds up his fist and then just drills the
Forget about that mechanic.
But yeah, the monk there had one of the circles, so he stands right in the center of his back where I can't get into at a risk of running into his circle, which wouldn't be a big deal because I didn't have one, but... It's like, don't take up the whole back, you asshole.
Yeah, right.
Okay, here now he's gonna flip. So now we just gotta kill all these Binas and Kakmas. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these names are all taken from the... Hebrew, yeah.
Yes.
And those of you who played Tales of the Abyss should recognize some of these names as names of towns or figures within the game's story, because it too takes a lot of references from the same material. Just
You
as
noted the music.
the music, anybody should recognize, is a combination of the Final Fantasy VI Ancient Battle theme, which is, I believe is first heard against the
Atma weapon, right?
yeah, the Atma weapon, and also the main battle theme of the game. But then it switches to some of my favorite music in the game that's about to start now.
Is this an aggro table reset? I think so.
I don't think so, but
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Oh. Placed together for maximum damage efficiency.
Yeah,
Malkuth?
I stood in it to help spread damage onto everyone.
That's how you pad your healing meters, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh no, you're co-healing.
Oh no, he got there.
That's good. I'll go left. Other tank also went left. Cool. So far, this guy's been a complete...
Natalie Imbruglia in her.
Oh, damn. I wonder if she's torn. Or whatever. Something torn. Only song.
Aww. Well, I did it.
Good job. I'm gonna go in here. Alright, guys, gotta kill this target. We got 10 seconds left on my Soul Survivor. Nice, we did it.
Yeah, so you can get the healing and shit for the next. Lengthening that healer, they did great. Good job. I mean, not dying on that for sure. They said they were new, which is always.
And that, everyone, is Sephiroth. They are, well, the first of the Warring Triad, and as far as I'm concerned, the best music of the three. Though they all three have amazing theme songs. But this is his area, pretty awesome. As you can see, it's very tree themed.
You're very tree themed.
Well, you're very tree themed. Alright, cutscenes.
You did it. I've seen you in action before, but never did anything that big. My legs kept telling me to run, but I just couldn't tear myself away. I don't think I blinked once during the battle. Her eyes must be dry as fuck.
A hero, tried and true. If only I had possessed such strength.
You stole the trial? I got eliminated. Oh, if only you could have seen it. Miro gave Sephiroth the mother of all things. And your destruction was perfect. We encountered not a single Imperial. Yes, Understood. Let's swap tails at the Rising Star.
On our path to the control chamber, we discovered a number of dormant thralls. It would seem the machines that preserve their forms also hold them in a state of torpor. We need not fear them summoning their deity anew.
In short, our work here is present at least. Let's go home, shall we?
So since Hal's not here, silly, you can...
And what?
voice him.
Okay.
Your senses are sharp now. I am Regular Van Hydus, legatus of the 6th Legion, and it would seem the damnable woman and her accomplice have led me a merry dance through the thickest of this infernal island's defenses. To think that I had pursued them. I shall withdraw for now, my lesson learned.
I doubt it. You Garleans never learn. You covet the means to enslave primals, but in your headlong dash to control that which you do not understand, you show less wisdom than the very beast tribes that summon them.
I have no interest in crossing blades with children. Live, grow strong, and mayhap one day you will warrant my attention.
Looked back and you weren't there. Something happened.
Not of consequence. I mistook a shadow for a man.
Just what are you yours? A longing for hope, an appetite for power, a sense of regret. And do I detect a desire to test your strength again?
Is that what your gifts tell you?
No, those were just wild guesses. But I wonder if some few of my words didn't strike close to the mark. Or may happen more than a few. Be at ease, son. I have no supernatural ability to read minds. The echo simply allows me to comprehend that which a being would have been known. You need not mask your heart as you do your.
That was a performance, then? A ruse to uncover my true nature? I see I shall have to keep my wits about me. Alright, let's go turn this quest in at the Rising Stones. Toon John, hello! Good to see you again. Have you completed your move? Piamet, Your voice, it's cutting out again, so make sure that when you're speaking, you keep it raised so it doesn't dip below your threshold.
Sorry. I've been trying, but
But you've been mistuned, John. I've had people asking how you're doing and such. So, and we got excellent news. I don't know if you heard. I assume you did because you're a Dragon Quester. We got confirmation of Dragon Quest XI being released in the West. They shall be releasing it in 2018. I am super excited. Aha. Second week of your job is down. I'm glad you're acclimating to it properly. And you're enjoying it, I assume? Alright. Share screens. There we go. Okay. Do you see this? Good. So, Warrior of Light. How did it feel to strike down a foe, so great a foe? You must tell me more of the experience once our meeting with your colleagues is concluded.
Through thine all-surpassing skill at arms, do we now take our first step in ridding this star of the Warring Triad's baleful presence? And in such wise do we lessen the burden bequeathed unto us by the vainglory of Alec. Know, however, that the two icons which remain are thought equal in might to Sephiroth, and may yet exceed him. Ere thou proceed, I would counsel thee to marshal thy strength and give careful thought to thy preparation.
Assuming the Garleans afford us the luxury of time, even now they grasp for the means to dominate primals, blind to the technology's potential for calamity. My master taught me the entity known as Sephiroth was this world's first sacred tree, elevated to godhood by the belief of its worshippers. There is no power more fearsome than that born of unconditional faith and unbending ideal. That you payment.
'tis plain your master found you in you a willing student. Tell me, was it he who taught you of Alec Technology's potential for calamity, or the
'Twas but a figure of speech, nothing more. That's also your payment.
Unless we met, but it would seem our defenses are firmly back in place. Must you persist with this? Feels I, for one, very much like to know master other things.
As long as our purposes align, what matter is my affiliation?
It matters a great deal. I do not ask out of idle curiosity. If we are to fight as we need to be able to trust each other. On which note, I should apologize for my earlier trickery. It was merely an attempt to get to the heart of my enigmatic companion. Truth be told, I was rather glad you reacted as you did. No person of your age has any business being aloof all the time, much as you might wish to be. Anyway, we had best be off. Do send word if there are any further developments.
a companion now. Am I? When the bow breaks, complete. Packmate, you might want to consider turning off your webcam.
Okay.
That may help.
What?
Hey, Lady Blue, you want to be a voice actor now too? Ah, you were still cutting out, that's why. Chapter 1, Sephiroth. The Warrior of Light has toppled the first of the Warring Triad. We knew little of Sephiroth other than that he was the chief deity of a tribe of tree-like beings, a sacred tree ascended to godhood. Elegant histories discovered upon the event of his destruction, however, have brought fascinating new facts to light. These recordings attribute to Sephiroth the ability to induce spontaneous growth in living organisms through the manipulation of ambient etheric energy. It is noted that the icon did not hesitate to direct this ability upon himself. Sephiroth grew to gigantic proportions during his conflict with the armies of Alleg, using his own colossal limbs to cut swaths of devastation through their ranks. He was eventually overwhelmed, however, and his abilities contained. The Allegans performed experiments upon the captured icon, siphoning his growth-inducing energies into the cultivation of numerous chimerical monstrosities. One unnatural existence propagated countless others. When one believes one's control unbreakable, however, a single overlooked flaw inevitably leads to catastrophe. I know of at least one civilization that collapsed under the weight of such hubris. Okay, so we're going to end that recording there.